I know I keep filming and talking about this pokeweed, but this feels like a really important subject to me. Now, the birds have been very tolerant of me this year. They've gotten used to me being here, and they're pretty comfortable with it, unless they have, babies on the ground or something. But with this pokeweed coming ripe, they're very intense. They're afraid I'm going to take it away from them. They scold me if I get near it and they try to eat it faster. Well, I'm not going to take their food away from them. But most people do. People consider this a weed, because it grows on its own. It grows where they don't necessarily want it. And it spreads fairly easily because the birds like it. But this is a native plant. This belongs here. Maybe more than we do. The birds need it. When people plant grapes or something, and then they complain about the birds eating it, well, you took away their natural food. They want this. They need this. The young birds especially have really been eating it to help them survive and get strong for the coming cold weather. I see a lot of young birds hanging out with these plants because they're safe. They can hide in the area and they can eat the plentiful fruit and get strong. Now, when you call something a weed, you're acting like it doesn't belong there. But if it's a native species that the native birds and animals rely on, and some animals do eat this, although humans can't really eat it. Some people eat the leaves when they're young, but you have to cook it right. See, if it's a native species that the native birds rely on, then it's not a weed. Things that don't belong are weeds. That's what I think. It's certainly not invasive, as some people say it is. No, it's just hardy and abundant because the birds need it. See how tall it is? Now, this has actually been very good this year for me, too, because it provided shade to a fragile little thing I planted underneath. See? This is a little crabapple seedling that I got through the mail. And it's done very well because it had that shade and safety. And some things haven't had as much shade and safety, and they haven't done very well, and some of them have died. When you get a tiny little stick tree through the mail, it doesn't always survive unless you really baby it or have it in a good area. This pokeweed here, these 3 plants protected that little seedling. Now, the pokeweed will, of course, die off in the winter, and it'll come back next spring. But the time it was here, it gave this little crabapple seedling a chance to get established. And someday that'll be a small tree here with pretty blossoms in the spring. And who knows, maybe the birds will like its fruit too if it grows any fruit. In the meantime, they have this abundance to get them ready for the winter, to strengthen their babies, their immune systems, just to help them overall. And just because we can't eat it doesn't mean it's not a valuable thing, So when you let the birds have what they're supposed to have, then they don't take what we don't want them to take as quickly. They have what they need. It's not a weed. The birds need it. So I just wanted to get that out there. I know I talk about pokeweed a lot. I think it has a lot of value. Not necessarily to us, although there have been different uses to it. And it does deserve more study. Some people say it has a lot of potential to build immune systems if people could figure out how to use it safely. But, it would be different if I had little kids, because they might be tempted by it and hurt themselves eating it. But I don't have little kids. What I do have is a lot of birds that need food because other people treat this like a weed and get rid of it. So pokeweed is welcome here as far as I'm concerned. It's helping the birds get strong, and I like the birds. They're very lively and pretty, and It's exciting to see them all the time, and they're welcome to eat all of this and enjoy themselves. So, take care.